Have you ever made a really cool 3D model and wanted to use it in other files, but you don't want to keep making it? Well, you can. It's using, in my opinion, one of the best Blender features called the Asset Browser. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use it, how to make something out of it, and some paid products that utilize this feature amazingly. To start off, make a new object. I'm just going to make a weird shape. Then name it something distinct. Then go over to the object, right click on it, hit Mark as Asset. Then save the file to a folder that you can name something like asset. Now go into Edit, Preferences, then under Asset Libraries, press the plus button on the right. Now select the whole folder you made for the asset dump, and then click Add Asset Library. Now you should be done. The next step is to make it so that you can see the asset browser. You can open the asset browser by having a window, then clicking on the 3 books icon. Then with the drop-down box, go over to the data column, and asset browser should be the 4th one from the top. If you have no other assets, it should just be this one. But if you have a lot of assets, you might have to search for what you just made using the search box on the asset browser. Now you can just drag and drop the asset and it'll go into the scene. The cool part is that when you affect the original object, it won't affect the instances that you've already placed. But when you place a new instance, it will be affected by the change to the original. For example, adding a subdivision surface modifier affects the original one, but not the current instances. But when you place a new instance, it also has a subdivision surface modifier. The cool part is that the asset browser can have objects with a lot of special properties. For example, materials, physics properties, modifier, particle system, etc. It's also not just objects that can be in the asset browser. It can also be materials. And if you just follow the same way for material as you would an object, you can make it an asset. For example, so you just change the name, right click on it, mark as asset, and then you should be able to see the material if you search for it in the asset browser. This is insanely helpful if you make something that you use in a lot of renders, but don't want to keep making, such as water, rain, plants, the list goes on. The asset browser also works across different files, which is super handy. There are some really good add-ons that use the asset browser. Some of the main ones are Polyhaven Asset Browser, Real-Time Materials, Cloudscapes, and Gobo libraries. There are many more add-ons, but these ones are the ones that I use and have been very helpful. Now that you know how to make the asset browser, you need to make some assets. And if you need help with hard surface modeling, check out my 2 videos about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.